Hi everyone, welcome to this Make a Medic tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about hemodialysis. So hemodialysis is a renal replacement therapy that is used by lots of patients across the world. So practically speaking, the way that it works is that you have access to the patient's circulation either through a fistula, which is an arteriovenous anastomosis usually found within the arm, or via a tessio line, which is a form of tunneled central line. So through this access, you can extract the blood from one port and infuse it back into the body through another. And once the blood has been taken out, it passes through a dialysis machine. So this is a machine where the blood passes through a compartment which has a semi-permeable membrane and a dialysate fluid on the other side. So let's say that the blood is passing through the red lines that are shown on screen right now, and surrounding the compartment in which the blood is passing through, you have a semi-permeable membrane, and on the other side of the semi-permeable membrane is a dialysate fluid. And I'll explain what that means in a second. So the dialysate fluid will go in through one end of the dialysis machine and out through another. So the problem with severe renal impairment is that the kidney's ability to regulate fluid and electrolyte balance is compromised, and hence it means that you get a lot of build-up of various ions which would otherwise be excreted by the kidneys, and potassium is a good example. So normally the kidneys have an important role in getting rid of potassium and making sure that it doesn't accumulate to dangerous levels within the blood. However, in severe renal impairment, it's unable to do that, and so you get potassium ions accumulating in the blood, and as everyone knows, it can be quite dangerous because it can lead to fatal arrhythmias. So dialysis works by creating a simple diffusion gradient. So the dialysate fluid will have a relatively low concentration of potassium. So that means that the potassium from the blood will diffuse into the dialysate fluid via the semi-permeable membrane, leaving a normal concentration of potassium in the blood that's reinfused back into the patient. It can also work the other way, so the kidneys are important in reabsorbing bicarbonate ions and maintaining acid-base balance. However, in severe renal impairment, the kidneys are less able to reabsorb bicarbonate ions, and hence the serum bicarbonate concentration will decrease. So the dialysate fluid is rich in bicarbonate, and that will diffuse across the concentration gradient into the blood, meaning that the blood that is infused back into the patient will have a normal concentration of bicarbonate. So this same principle is used to ensure that the concentrations of various ions listed along the side are normalized following this process of diffusion. There is another mechanism within hemodialysis that enables excess fluid to be removed from the patient. So if someone has very poor renal function, they will be unable to get rid of the excess fluid within their body. And so dialysis has a mechanism by which excess fluid can be removed. So a negative pressure can be applied across the dialysate compartment, so a bit like pulling the plunger on a syringe. And that negative pressure helps draw fluid through the semi-permeable membrane into the dialysate compartment from the blood. And this process is called ultrafiltration, and it's the mechanism by which hemodialysis can remove some excess fluid in patients with severe renal impairment. This is something that needs to be regulated very closely because it can lead to hemodynamic instability in the patient. There are 4 main indications which you need to be aware of, which are acidosis, hyperkalemia, pulmonary edema, and uremic complications.